first episode we've had in a little while, but
yes,
we are back in the Who, What, Where studios today. We will be back to Scott's Comic Relief here about sometime around the beginning of January. Of course, Scott's Comic Relief, that's our original unsponsor. He doesn't pay us or give us bupkis, but we give him all the attention and loves we can give him.
And he gives us the same.
And he gives us a hard time. But anyway, so remember, Scott's Comic Relief down at 420 East Main. Sweetie, he's in Sweet E. 420. So remember, after you do the 420, you need sweeties, right? So that's Scott's Comic Relief right there. Anyhow, did you have anything? We're actually here for another episode of Geeking Out. You got anything this time around? Yes, no, maybe, perhaps. Thinking about it.
Well.
Okay, did you know Life Day is now canon? I didn't realize that with the first episode of The Mandalorian, but
He's just now getting into stuff.
I am not a Star Trek guy. I'm a Star Trek guy. Star Wars guy. See how confused I am now? Star Wars guy. I'm not either one anymore. To be honest, I haven't given a crap about Star Trek for going on 20 years now since they did the little reboots and driven the entire franchise into the ground. But hey.
I wouldn't necessarily say they drove them into the ground.
Have you tried to watch an episode of Voyager? It's not as bad as Enterprise. Enterprise drove it into the ground. That was the... And then pooped on it and then kicked sand in its face. Stupid Enterprise. Anyway.
Enterprise is the best one.
Star Trek Enterprise. How long have you been doing meth? You have to be doing some kind of fruit-flavored meth if you're watching Star Trek Enterprise. Do you know which one I'm actually talking about? The series Enterprise? Not the ship Enterprise, the series Star Trek Enterprise, the one that came after Voyager. And the one before.
Is that the one with Scott Bakula?
Yes.
Oh, I never watched any of those.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's make sure we're all straight there. Although Picard is coming.
Yay.
That's the one where he and Riker are in the gay relationship or something. But anyway.
What?
No, that's right. Data. He's in a relationship with Data.
You know what?
I don't
want to know because
now we got to be careful because this is the reason I'm bringing this up. This has nothing to do with actual Star Wars or the Baby Yoda show or Star Trek or anything like that. YouTube has updated their standards here recently, and basically, if you say anything offensive, you can be taken down and out, and they will just throw you off YouTube. Now, first time, they'll sit there and smack your hand and demonetize you, like we make a dime off of these videos. Strike two, they're going to knock you back down in the ratings so people can't find you very easily, and third time, they'll just throw you right off. So, remember, folks, much like the rest of the well-intentioned things, if you decide that you want to take somebody out, all you have to do is lodge a complaint, and off they go. Unless, of course, they're socialist or left-wing or, gay, queer, bisexual, lesbian, transsexual, mathematical, whatever it is. GQBLT plus is what we're up to now.
BLTs.
So if you're offended by anything we say, hey, fuck you, okay? Moving on. Remember when I used to smack you for dropping F-bombs and S-bombs and stuff? Yeah, that's another way we can lose our channel too, is if we drop F-bombs and S-bombs.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, fucking A. What kind of shit is that?
I don't know. That's fucking messed up.
Fucking A. Anyway.
We gotta be, because we will get smacked.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Google or YouTube. The beloved is in the other room waiting for me to bang on the table again so she can smack me upside
Open the door, she'll be like,
such is my life. But anyway, we do need to be a little more careful here and stuff, because apparently go ahead and make what you're going to say. What you're going to say, because I'm going to make a prediction for the 2020, because we're closing in on the end of 2019 now with Christmas, and everybody's hypersensitive. I've got a prediction to make for 2020, that'll go into 2021. So I want to hear what you have to say. And hey, the sun's out. Incredible. What were you going to say? Do you even remember? Before I sat there and interrupted you?
Well,
Because
I got a
prediction.
sneeze that is like right
It's got a
there, and
sneeze.
it just doesn't want to.
It is that most wonderful time of the year.
I know.
Yes, but
You know what? I have decided.
he is decided.
I am getting tired of being careful. And I'll tell you why. People are going to bitch no matter what. So you know what? Do whatever. If you offend somebody, screw them. They don't have to watch. Who cares? Just do whatever. Life is too short to just hate about everything.
What's amazing to me is that this is the people who are complaining the most about being offended were the ones who were saying about 10 years ago, that actually 20 years ago I should say, that if you were offended, change the channel. You don't have to watch, you don't have to listen. That was when they were offending, people on the right. They were offending Christians. They were offending everybody who wasn't their buddies. Now that they and their buddies over on the far left-hand side are getting upset and offended by things, and they realize, hey, this pays, then all of a sudden everybody's got to kowtow to them.
No, wait a minute. It does not pay.
Oh, it does pay. It does. If you set up a tax-deferred corporation to explain your side of your point of view and to quote act on your behalf and be a
nobody wants to listen to that.
I have 3 words for you. It's an old Seinfeld reference. The Human Fund.
I don't watch.
You know, remember the? Those of you who watch Seinfeld know what the Human Fund is. That's what this whole thing's about. It's Greta Thunberg, Thundercats, Thunderbird, Thunderbirds are go. Greta, not Greta Van Susteren, Greta Grand Thunder and something. Whatever, the 16-year-old chick from Sweden that's become everybody's favorite chew toy because, how dare you, because she's a 16-year-old girl. Why in God's name are you listening to a 16-year-old girl about anything? You shouldn't be listening to a 16-year-old girl tell you what to eat, where she wants to eat for lunch, much less about environmental policies. But anyway, what were you saying?
I don't care about this Greta person. I don't care about anybody except for myself. I do whatever the hell it is I want to do. And if somebody else wants to do something different, then, I'm not going to tell them, you're wrong. Okay? It's just like the woke moment, and I've discussed this with,
The woke movement. Go ahead. My boob was feeling itchy. I was wondering why. Go ahead. My heats were irritated. Go ahead.
But it's like the woke moment, okay? I have discovered that there is 2 kinds of feminists. There's the feminist that cares about women's rights, and then there's the feminist that wants to bitch about everything but doesn't do nothing about it except for bitching, okay? Now, it's gotten to the point where the woke moment went from being this uprising moment to jokes and memes, because that's all it is. Every time TV, movies, or whatever decides that they want to celebrate the woke moment, or they don't want to offend anybody, they lose money. Why? Because they pressure it on you, kind of like what Jehovah's Witnesses does. Okay? They want to preach to you non-stop to the point where you want to shut the door on their faces. And that's what it has become. And then you got the regular women who does want like equal pay in the workplace and stuff like that. That is fine. But all this other bitching and shit, that is what has literally come down to where every time you hear something on television that that they're trying not to offend nobody by changing everything, like, oh, we're going to replace all the men with women and things like that. That's where it's just laughable. You just have to laugh at it, because your ratings go down. you're not going to make no money because people are tired of that. People are going to start closing the doors on you because that's what you want. Does that make sense at all?
Not really, but hey, I'm hip. Here, you want a wild cherry lifesaver?
Oh yeah.
It's the candy with the hole. This is our offensive episode. Now, the prediction I'm going to make for 2020. We'll wrap this episode up with my prediction for 2020. Donald Trump gets reelected and the world ends. People are going to lose their effing minds. And you know what? Goofball over here is actually on to something. Listen, there are people out there, their entire job, and this is not a joke, their entire job is to be professionally offended. They are going to be offended no matter what you do. They have to find outrage. If they can't find outrage, they will manufacture it. Take Chick-fil-A and what they've gone through in the past month or so. Chick-fil-A decided that they were going to re-examine how they were going to donate money to charities. So they decided that the Salvation Army wasn't exactly a part of their plans anymore. They were going to retrench, and they were going to look at a different way to allocate their charitable funds. And, of course, the Christians who had been supporting Chick-fil-A up to this point completely lost their minds. Of course, fed on by certain people at the Salvation Army who didn't want to lose that source of funding. That should tell you something. And what's rule number 3 of Spike's dealing with BS? Who benefits? That's the question. Who benefits? Ask who benefits. Who benefits from all this stuff? Now, the Salvation Army was benefiting from receiving money from the Chick-fil-A Charitable Foundation. Now they're not going to get that money anymore because Chick-fil-A wants to use the money they donate, the money they earned, the money that they've allocated for charitable purposes for something else. Not because the Salvation Army doesn't support gay marriage. What does the Salvation Army got to do with gay marriage? What does the Salvation Army got to do with gay anything? The Salvation Army is there to house the homeless. They're there to feed the helpless, or feed the hungry, and help the helpless. Okay? That's what the Salvation Army does. That's their Christian mission right there. So, needless to say, they tried, the professional manufacturers of outrage on the right tried to manufacture outrage against Chick-fil-A. It did not work. It is losing its efficacy very, very quickly. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're probably going to get yelled at by YouTube for posting this, or we would if we were getting more than 14 views.
There's other streaming
of each episode, but there are other streaming places. None of them are YouTube. But if worse comes to worse, I mean, hey, what do you think? I've started a podcast on. No, I can't even think what it is now. Sound something or other. Just completely blew my mind. But with the trying to get the podcasts up and running, the audio podcasts on. Still can't think of it. It sounds something. Anyway, Soundscream, Starscream, something like that.
Wow. Ice
Cream, whatever it is. We'll figure it out. But coming up in the next year, between Christmas of 2019 and New Year's of 2021, you're going to see these people making more and more of a stink and getting less and less support. Because even their supporters are getting tired of them. Look at the impeachment of Donald Trump. I mean, Democrats begged for impeachment until they actually got it and they realized nobody's supporting this. And now all of a sudden they're going to be humiliated in the Senate, so they're having to sit there and throw crap at Mitch McConnell, see if it sticks.
So is that still going on?
Yes, it's still going on. They still have not voted on that yet because the idea was they were supposed to vote on this leading up. They were supposed to vote on it around Thanksgiving, just before Thanksgiving, and then all the media was supposed to stop paying attention to what the Republicans did until January, until the end of the year, so that way people would think the president's been impeached, he's going to be removed any minute now for the entire month of December. But, oops, they actually went out and said that crap on the media, and the Republicans who control the Senate are like, no, we'll wait until January and we'll have our digs at it. So they decided they're going to wait until Christmas and try to schedule the votes. That way they won't suffer as much humiliation until, of course, the guy in charge of the impeachment trial in the House is Adam Schiff. The impeachment hearings, Adam Schiff. He's going to be brought before the Senate impeachment committee to answer questions as to why he did things, well, illegally, immorally, fatteningly, apparently. There's all kinds of stuff. But the point is, all this stuff comes out in the wash. The truth comes out. And that's why you still have to have hope. Don't give up the hope yet. The truth will come out. These guys who are professional outrage manufacturers are seeing that they're not getting the results they used to get. And guess what? The people who back them with cash, and there are a few people who back these people with cash to keep perpetuating the anarchy, they're realizing they're getting shrinking results. By the end of 2021, you're going to see a sea change because Trump's probably going to get reelected. I honestly don't see anybody who's going to beat him. Now, that could change between now and November of 2020, and if it does, hey, so be it. Either way, by the time inauguration comes around January of 2021, a lot of the stuff that we used to know as political correctness that has haunted Generation X since about 1980 or so, 80-ish, 85, that's all going to blow up in somebody's face. So I'm predicting an end to this probably within the next year or two, and then we'll have something else to worry about.
You know, it's funny how this whole thing seems like it's a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has until November of next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it took him this long to do this, to get this far. And he's almost out. He's almost out. Like another year. Well, not even half a year, but. And it's like really. I mean,
I'm going to say. Let me say one thing about Donald Trump, okay? Because this is the episode. If YouTube's going to get rid of us, this will be the episode that does it. I mean, the F-bombs, the S-bombs, making fun of the GQBLTs and all the rest, and now we're supporting Donald Trump on things. Now, that one of these should get us thrown off. That's what this whole episode is about, an experiment to see if we can get thrown off of YouTube. But Donald Trump is probably the most expert troll in the history of trolldom, okay? I honestly think he would have done 4 years and left because he won it, all right? He won the election. He got the support and everything. He got to be president for 4 years. He wants to go back to private practice. He wants to make money off other people's money and stuff. That's what he wants, what he's comfortable with. It's what he's familiar with. It's what he wants to do. Then the Democrats fought him tooth and nail since before the election, for God's sake. They were trying to dig up dirt on him. That's what the whole Steele dossier, if you've heard about. That was the summer of 2016. That's when he was supposed to be, kids, cover your ears if you haven't already. That's when he was supposed to be doing golden showers with Russian prostitutes. That's what that was all about. Mm. So they've been doing this for 3.5 years now, and Donald Trump, now the crowds at his rallies are getting bigger as a result because people don't like these guys. So his crowds are getting bigger. He's getting more and more support. And yes, the people who hate him are getting more and more shrill, and he's loving it because he's discovered he is an expert troll. And all the best trolls in America want to work for him. If he's smart, in 2020, he fires everybody, goes online, hires half of Reddit to come and be his trolls and just take over everything. And then in 2024... Well, 2024 will probably have to pay for it with Greta Thunberg for president. Even though she's not an American citizen and not qualified, that doesn't stop them. They don't care about rules or anything like that if it keeps them from doing what they want.
Whatever.
Crunchy. But here I gave you the Wild Cherry Lifesaver out of my ET pocket because it was nice and warm and sticky.
And
it came with the hole, and Just crunch
And
it.
it's tasty.
Nasty little thing. Anyway.
I know.
So what are we going to call this episode? The nasty episode?
No,
Episode nasty?
This episode is called Sorry to Offend You, but...
Sorry to offend you, butts. But anyway. Sorry to offend you, butts.
Yeah. Sorry to offend you, but...
Needless to say, it's been a kind of a slow... It seems like it hasn't been a slow week for Geekdom, but with Star Wars Episode 9 coming out Friday, December 20th?
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah. We're recording this on Sunday the 15th of December 2019. So, the new Star Wars is 5 days away.
Oh, it's like I gotta sneeze, but it's... I want to do it.
Either way. Until next time, guys, we will talk about geek things some other time, but it's not happening today. So, I'm Spike.
I'm Sneezy.
He's Sneezy and Dopey. I'm Bashful and Doc.
No, you're grumpy.
Yes, I am. You're bitchy. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. See all you dwarfs next time here on Geekin' Out. Take care.
Bye!